Hello, good evening. Welcome to Camnet Television Main News. Today, the 20th of September 2023. To present, my name is Jeffrey Ziambo. The top stories in the news tonight. Community gangs threaten garden compound residents in Lusaka. HPCZ nullifies the licensure examinations for Bachelor of Medicine and Bachelor of Surgery. The Patriotic Front members petition MATERO Member of Parliament Miles SAMPA for gross misconduct. In international news, a ceasefire has been declared in the NAGORNO-KARABAKH region. And in sports news, Zambia Youth Baseball 5 team unveils their World Cup jersey.
Water is life. Each drop counts and each must be cherished. Our tried and tested product meets all international standards. With our smart drip technology, we aim to deliver precision irrigation designed to reduce blockage and wastage, ensuring a high yield. RenGlow, your smart irrigation partner.
Are you planning to marry or get married? Contact the Camnet Media team for a professional capturing of your big day in life. Let your relatives, friends and the nation join you in celebrating your big day on television. Just at a manageable fee, Camnet Television will cover and transmit your wedding on your channel of choice. Contact the marketing department on mobile number. Camnet Television, not just another channel.
I give my love to heaven home.
Another news in detail. Some residents of Lusaka's Garden Kanele area have bemoaned the increase in criminal activities by gangs popularly known as junkies. The residents say the criminal gangs are attacking the unsuspecting members of the public at any time of the day, including during daytime. One of the affected residents, Christine Mwanza, who is also a trader in the area, says she can no longer conduct her business freely due to the junkies who are on rampage. Ms. Mwanza has since urged the government through the police to find a lasting solution to the challenge. More in this report.
Some residents of Lusaka's Garden Canal area are living in fear due to increased attacks of criminal gangs popular as junks. The Zambia Police Service has been conducting cleanup of the criminal gangs in several parts of the city, but seems in this area the groups have eluded the officers. Speaking in separate interviews, the residents say the junkies are usually picked up and later released. As a result, they continue with their indiscriminate criminal activities, including in daylight.
Wauku anaende na bemba, wauku na vibemba, akakumana romba, nditu ulibo moyo wa bwina. Su moyo wa menetili nao pantawezi. Tirufutika maningi mwandi. Boma ititandize kubana yava. Uyumbadwe mwene uliko ya ininga ise tili bempa mfutempano. Tafutika.
Area squad manga garden compound ya vuta majanki kuno cause otherwise apa manje waona waigo bachikopoka muntu phone Samsung phone patrolling kulibe manga stinga name isa patrolling sikabo imvera hapo muno garden manashaka be patrol 2 months ago and vezana agwiliwa majanki vezana leta pa polisi but still more hapa vanabweza futi vanachoka mochoka mama police futi hapa wavuta.
Another affected resident, Christine Mwanza, has called on government to find means of ending the scourge in the area.
Muzuba anawabera uko mablangeti filimba mambare kuseri kwa kumbwa mene kuno kuseri kwa kabaka baticha so wanakuka nokuka 18 hours 17 ishi olo 6 hours bachama 05 amino achira kumachito abachita attack abamenya vironda bichwa hospital ama yopa kucherera maningi menda kuchito bayopa abachita attack.
Efforts to get a comment from the Zambia police spokesperson Lei Hamonga at broadcast time proved futile as his phone went unanswered. It is, however, hoped that the police will move in and arrest the situation, as law and order is a prerequisite to social and economic development in communities. For Camnet News, Afias Kaptula in Lusaka.
Some bus drivers in Lusaka have opted not to increase bus fares in order not to pass on the burden of fuel increase to customers. Kolimatawa bus station chairperson Nicholas Banda tells Camnet News that despite the increase of fuel prices of up to 4 kwacha per litre for September 2023 by the Energy Regulations Board ERB, the drivers have maintained prices owing to 2 previous downward price adjustments of fuel, which did not see bus fares reduced.
Government inabweza ko twice fuel. Inabweza, then again abayabweza. Then is as my drivers kulimata na kwinangu sinabweze ma fares. Hota kanza sinangako fare pangolo na customers watu. So as kulimata drivers isema fares nyamea je kudala sinaikire. So tilipana kuza ma customers watu bonse mmakwera mulimata. Kuti ma fares emea mulimatawa I know mulamvira pa manyuzi pa machani kuti vaikirako but mulimatawa sinaikire kamba kuti tanga kuti tifunga tandizana isina ma passengers watu ma customers watu. Pamene government inacho sha kabiri sasa chose. So there's no way pamene government fuel pamene ikira zitikira pamene which is still fair na ma customers watu yakwenda mulimatawa. So mulimatawa saikira tanga che pas old fares pamene pazitiki.
The Health Professions Council of Zambia, HPCZ, has nullified the theory examination for Bachelor of Medicine and Bachelor of Surgery, which were written on Monday, September 18, 2023, in the ongoing professional licensure examinations. HPCZ Chief Executive Officer Faston Goma says the Council has also cancelled the Bachelor of Pharmacy professional licensure examinations within minutes of commencement early today, after discovering that the paper had leaked. Professor Goma says 9 members of staff who played a technical role in the organization of the examinations have so far been suspended pursuant to the HPCZ disciplinary code and grievance procedure to facilitate thorough investigations into the matter. He states that once found wanting, the affected members of staff will be dismissed, while the candidates will be charged with unethical behavior.
Word has gone round that there was a breach in the security processes of our papers, and that is proved to have been true, but only for 2 papers that leaked. The paper for the Bachelor of Medicine and Bachelor of Surgery candidates, and the paper for Bachelor of Pharmacy candidates. We did take time to appreciate the leakage of the MBCHB paper, and really by the time we were proving that that had happened, the candidates had already written the examination. And as such, management has taken it upon itself to nullify that paper, and we are setting new dates for another examination to be administered to these candidates. For the Bachelor of Pharmacy paper, we should say that we were alerted in good time, in that before the candidates could actually get very deep into the exam, we had proof that the paper had leaked as well. And so we actually cancelled the exam while the candidates were in the exam room. We should apologize for that. And we went then to get a substitute paper to administer.
For the 2 non-governmental organizations in the water, sanitation and hygiene sector in Zambia, under the umbrella dubbed the NGO Wash Forum, have raised concern over the 60-day shutdown of Iolanda 1 water treatment plant by Lusaka Water and Sanitation Company. Zambia NGO Wash Forum Coordinator Wubala Muyovwe says the allocated 60-day time frame for repairing the ruptured water pipeline, particularly during a season already marked by water scarcity, raises substantial challenges. Ms. Muyovwe says it is imperative to consider the allocation of additional resources and manpower to expedite the repair works of the project. She says prolonged service disruptions, especially during the dry season, can impose severe hardships on residents who depend on a continuous supply of clean water for domestic purposes, that the situation poses significant public health risks since dry conditions historically contribute to the spread of diarrheal diseases due to the absence of clean water for hygiene and food safety practices.
The 60-day time frame for repairing the ruptured water pipeline, particularly during a season already marked by water scarcity, raises substantial challenges. Prolonged service disruptions, especially during this dry season, can impose severe hardships on residents who depend on a continuous supply of clean water for domestic purposes. This situation poses significant public health risks since dry conditions historically contribute to the spread of diarrheal diseases due to the absence of clean water for hygiene and food safety practices. We also seek clarification on the measures to ensure reliable, affordable water supply delivery through water bowsers to specific city areas. It is our firm belief that the payment for these services must not constrain individuals' ability to access other fundamental goods and services guaranteed by human rights.
A 48-year-old man from Solwezi district in northwestern province has appealed to the Ministry of Health to quickly repair medical equipment at Solwezi General Hospital. Nebrodi Fubisha says he has been experiencing severe back pains, abdomen pains and painful lips, but the Solwezi General Hospital has failed to find the cause of the illness. Mr. Fubisha explains that he has been frequenting the health facility, but due to the breakdown of X-ray services, he has resorted to relying on traditional herbs. He says every time he visits the facility, management at the hospital always refer him to visit the private clinics to access X-ray services.
To Solwezi General Hospital in Solwezi for the past 3 weeks. The first week I went there. The major problem, that's why I'm going there, I'm experiencing severe backache and part of some ribs are paining, the legs, abdomen pains. For when I went there second time, they sent me to the Excel. When I went there, the doctors told me that the Solwezi General Hospital, the Excel is not functioning well. I don't know what is damaged. They say so they referred me to St. John's. It's a private hospital near Sotek School. So when I went there, they captured me, they took all the pictures. Then they charged me 320 kwacha per picture. So they say, Mr. Fubisha, we need our man. I said, I don't know. I said that we work in conjunction with the Solwezi General Hospital. So they had to grab those pictures. So that picture has been held up up to now with the St. John's Hospital, a private one. So they told me to go and look for 320 for us to release your Excel. So me, I don't work, just stay home. As you know, there's terms of employment here in Zambia. It is scarce, it's nowhere to be seen. So I'm just home. So I came back. Then they told me to go and to take the bride to the laboratory. They said no, here we don't have a proper machine to check the problem of the diseases in the blood. So they sent him to Sankite at Metek. Those people, they work under Nima, they sent my blood to Lusaka laboratory.
The Zambia Institute for Policy Analysis and Research, ZIPA, has predicted increased expenditure to priority growth sectors in the 2024 national budget due to the fiscal space created by the debt service suspension and impending debt restructuring finalization. ZIPA research fellow Jonas Masilokwa says the priority sectors that are expected to receive increased funding are agriculture, tourism, mining and manufacturing as the economy looks at rebounding in 2024. Meanwhile, Zambia Revenue Authority, ZRA, says Commissioner Direct Taxes Joseph Nonde says the authority is working at automating collection of various taxes to increase compliance levels to boost revenue collection. The duo was speaking during a conference by CSO Data Alliance and Jesuit Center for Theological Reflection, JCTR, on public finance management. More in the following report.
The Jesuit Center for Theological Reflection, JCTR, has hosted a public finance management conference on behalf of the CSO Debt Alliance. The conference was held under the theme Navigating Zambia's Fiscal Future, Balancing Debt Resource Mobilization and Budgetary Sustainability. In his opening remarks, JCTR Executive Director, Father Alex Miebe, said the conference comes at a critical time when Zambia is preoccupied with the drive to step up domestic resource mobilization.
Public finance choices which you are making now will not only shape the future of our country, but also have a profound impact on the well-being of future generations. This conference, therefore, ladies and gentlemen, underscores our collective commitment to tackling the critical challenges we face. The chosen theme highlights the intricate goals that Zambia must achieve while navigating its fiscal trajectory.
Making a presentation, Zambia Revenue Authority Commissioner Direct Taxes Joseph Nonde said the authority is still grappling with tax avoidance and is working at automating tax remittance to increase resource mobilization.
You supply government, you haven't paid your pay as you earn, we just pick it from the payment that government is giving you. Okay, and then we can do the reconciliation later on, as opposed to us chasing those who have already been paid. So you can imagine, we are chasing 22.9 billion, all right, to seek the tax component from there. But that money was paid by government. So
meanwhile, the Zambia Institute of Policy Analysis and Research, ZIPA, has predicted an expansionary allocation to priority sectors in the 2024 budget as debt restructuring benefits start to trickle down.
We want to believe that more has to be sent towards the growth-enhancing priority sectors. So expect to see more allocations, or at least more efforts, in manufacturing, agriculture, tourism, and mining. As I mentioned earlier, these are the sectors that have been identified in the 8th NDP to be the sectors to drive Zambia's economic growth. But what we see happening now, even from the growth for 2022, the 4.7% mainly did not come from these sectors.
With Zambia's economy aiming to rebound to more positive growth after years of stagnation or little growth, discussion around public finance management are encouraged to come up with widely accepted decisions in economic management. For Camnet News, Afias Kaptula, Lusaka.
Member of the Police Service Commission, Leslie Chikose, has sued the government seeking damages for his unlawful prosecution in 2021. According to his statement of claim filed before the Lusaka High Court, Mr. Chikose states that he was arrested on 3rd March 2021 on a charge of obtaining money by false pretense and was kept in detention for 17 days without being granted bond or taken to court. He submits that he was later released on bail after filing a habeas corpus and began to appear before the Lusaka Magistrate Court on the said allegations of obtaining money by false pretense. Mr. Chikose submits that because there was no justification for the charges, the complainant, Thomas Sinkala, eventually withdrew the charges against him. He has also told court that at the time of his arrest, he was a law student at National Institute of Public Administration, NIPA, and then ended up missing classes, which he has spent a total of 42,000 kwacha as his tuition fees. He claims to have suffered a severe psychiatric reaction as a result of his arrest, and it has resulted in post-traumatic stress disorder. He now seeks aggravated and exemplary damages. The Zambia National Education Coalition, ZANEC, has called on government to prioritize the recruitment of early childhood and adult literacy teachers in the announced 2023 teacher recruitment. ZANEC Executive Director George Hamusunga says currently the country has a deficit of early childhood and adulthood teachers, which hampers the provision of quality and accessible education. Mr. Hamusunga also hopes the timely recruitment will respond to the current science and mathematics teachers deficit. Here's a report.
Zambia subscribes to the Sustainable Development Goal number 4, which focuses on ensuring inclusive and equitable quality education and promoting lifelong learning opportunities for all by 2030. In realizing this goal, government has advertised the recruitment of 4,500 teachers for the year of 2023, and the Zambia National Education Coalition ZANEC has called for prioritization of early childhood and adult literacy teachers during the recruitment, as they explain that there is a deficit in that area. ZANEC Executive Director George Hamusunga says the deficit is on teachers that specialize in science and mathematics. Mr. Hamusunga says addressing this deficit is key and should be given priority.
Those adult literacy instructors to be recruited so that they can, focus on providing literacy, to our youth and adults within our communities. We also hope that, they are going to prioritize teachers that are teaching science, technology, engineering, and mathematics-related subjects, or STEM teachers, so that we can improve our results. As you may be aware, that is where we have a gap now. If you look at the results for the grade 9, the results for grade 12, you'll see that it is the STEM subjects that we are having problems, mainly because we don't have adequate teachers.
Meanwhile, Ministry of Information and Media Director spokesperson Tabo Kawana says the recruitment of teachers is categorized in two ways. For
the 4,500 staff in the Ministry of Education that are going to be recruited are broken down as follows. 3,500 will be teachers. The other 1,000 will consist of other auxiliary staff, such as cleaners, security guards, accountants, and many, and also issues to do with the teachers that have been acting for a long time, those that need to be upgraded, those that need to be confirmed, and those that need to be promoted.
Nelson Zulu for Camnet News, Lusaka.
Residents of Nalolo district in Western Province have called on the government to look into the escalating prices of meal and transport, which have become inaccessible to most people in the district. Speaking to Camnet News, a resident, Mufaya Sitwala, says meal has become so expensive that most people cannot afford to buy. Mr. Sitwala has therefore appealed to the government to look into the matter. Nalolo District Commissioner Namatama Mupo has assured the residents that the government is aware of the situation and is finding an alternative way to control the situation. More in the following report.
Prices and the high cost of meal has stricken among the people living in Nalolo district of Western Province. Among the residents spoken to by Camnet News in Nalolo, Mufaya Stwala bemoans the high cost of commodities coupled with recorded low poor harvest, thus calling for helping hands.
Neve kutikache kwese mata mwasiliano kwacha kapa paru kule almost 300 kwacha kufaka saka ukitwe breakfast ona arusabu leo na superline bonanga kunechipe konoseli 28 niona kapa 27 chale ukopana hapo nikubona tabayanzira niona kinto ni 8 lao kwa mpapa eno rubota chana ruziba kuli ikaze mzeli kalu wande desho nge mabinizemu.
Despite having free education, some residents in Matomola, Nawa Musiarela, are further appealing to government to consider modalities of reducing essential commodities such as the price of meal and transport.
Free education sakucha satula watu banyanda
kono sio kwanu siri buraile saka kitu 80 ka 25 kabupi shebuka ya mbonyi 85 kwacha kona kuyi unaruzele hile minaba muso mtali mire pateni.
In a related development, Naroro District Commissioner Namatama Mopo said the government is aware of the crisis.
The dry spells that are hit most the district in Zambia has also affected Naroro District. So, as the president has already said, he has already pronounced this. People have been complaining about milling meal, the high price, and I think the analysis that has been made by government is the gospel truth. For a bag of maize for farmers to 280 kwacha. For that reason, I'm sure I can see the farmers are anxious now to grow maize so that we can have enough staple food in the district. The only challenge that we had was the dry spells and a lot of floods. Again, in those flooding areas, the floods were just too much that they swept away the rice. We have only a bit of rice that was harvested here.
The rising cost of meal is attributed to the increment of price in maize purchase from farmers by the government, poor harvest and global side effect of climate change in region. Mosia Wakabira reporting for Camnet News in Naroro District, Western Province.
This is Camnet Television Main News. We take our first break. We'll be back with more news after the break.
From time immemorial, we have had different types of lighting options, from those that can burn down our investments in minutes to those that dig holes in our pockets due to constant replacement and huge consumption of our ZESCO units. Savenda Electric introduces the new and advanced electric bulb with cutting-edge technology of LED that has low power consumption, gives out bright white light, and lasts up to 25,000 hours. Savenda Electric manufactures all types of LED light, like plastic LED fluorescent tubes, down lights, ceiling lights, outdoor fittings, and solar street lights made to customer specifications. Let's live on the bright side of life by choosing the wide range of Savenda electric lighting solutions that are available in all leading stores and supermarkets countrywide. For orders, call 0962-642-490 or email jnbunda@savenda.com or pchabula@savenda.com.
Deborah, have you connected to the Wi-Fi on the bus? It's fast, it's amazing. I've just downloaded my books and I'm about to complete the series. It's nice, too, me.
No, I'm actually watching a reality show. He's about to propose. Oh, so sweet.
Make your trip seem short yet comfortable and safe when you use the UBZ luxurious fully air-conditioned coaches that come fitted with amazing onboard entertainment, passenger information services, coffee-making facilities and fridge for your hot and cold beverages, free and interrupted Wi-Fi for your gadgets, phone charging facilities, comfortable seats that recline to offer extra resting posture, safety seat belts, adjustable reading lights for each traveling client, and of course, clean flushing toilets for your convenience. So travel in luxury and safety with UBZ luxurious coaches. UBZ will always take you there.
Science dark after formula and they fatigue. That's a report I was given. Science dark was Science dark bossy. Atu mizako muntu. Eka nitupumuleko please. Tulibema banja knife. Speta chambe ni ambo konkera. Because if I don't go to their doorsteps, the relation is vis-a-vis. Better vis-a-vis. Let me start dealing with this vis-a-vis. Farmer doorstep, head on.
At your doorstep. Time 11 hours to 12 hours every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And repeats from 18 to 19 hours every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Camnet Television, not just another channel.
Charlie, over there. You go. Go now.
Welcome back. We'll continue with the news. Some opposition Patriotic Front members have petitioned MATERO Member of Parliament Miles SAMPA for failing to accept the appointment of Raphael Nakachinda as Party Secretary General. Receiving the petition Wednesday, Mandevu Member of Parliament Christopher Shakafuswa says the wrangles being experienced in the party call for unity among the opposition members. Meanwhile, newly appointed Party Secretary General Raphael Nakachinda has called for the members not to be violent but promote peace. Intra-party wrangles have rocked the former ruling party after MATERO Member of Parliament Miles Sampa sued Given Lubinda and Nixon Chilangwa on allegations that they are illegally purporting to be party president and secretary general respectively when such positions do not currently exist. Here's a report.
Intra-party wrangles are the order of the day for the former ruling Patriotic Front, PF, as MATERO Member of Parliament Mao Sampa has vowed to stick to the court proceedings where he found that Given Lubinda and incarcerated Kawambwa Member of Parliament Nixon Chilangwa's position as acting president and secretary general are illegal, and contends the same applies to the appointment of Raphael Nakachinda as the new secretary general. But while welcoming the appointment of Mr. Nakachinda at the PF Secretariat Wednesday, some PF members have denounced Mao Sampa and described him as a lost son.
Pano ikitunga polomba kofe kuli bonse ni sapoti ne kukosa ne kubaloyo lebo abangungu bamausampa balewe abantu kwati bamausampa bebo babasata bumfi nekwelo kubai
the man who's claiming to be peaceful, the man who's claiming that I doubt if Mao Sampa
Meanwhile, Party Provincial Chairman Christopher Shakafuswa says MATERO PF members have petitioned the MATERO lawmaker for his actions and the party will take the necessary actions.
General, on behalf of these members of the party here in Lusaka province, I wish to convey this petition to your office for onward submission for a decision to be made regarding the Member of Parliament who has proven not to be with the party in MATERO constituency. Here is the petition,
Newly appointed Party Secretary General Raphael Nakachinda has called for the members not to be violent but promote peace. He also alleges that while in opposition, President Hakainde Hichilema gave interviews to foreign media without interference and should not be bothered by what is obtaining on the ground on the alleged documentary that is circulating.
Kuli journalist wa ku Zimbabwe ukulanda pamusebanya bamumba watere ku Zimbabwe ichalo chonse kinangula ba UPN wonse nomba bale South no documentary iwe inga documentary yobe inga interview yobe lelo use tulanda test penalty fumile kwisa ero wale ku BBC twale kukanya ero wale ku Sapik twale kukanya ero wale kwata ma press briefing South Africa twale kukanya lelo wambo kula tutuma awe isafya kuchibanza kwa politics twambo kushashani twambo kwangala.
Meanwhile, Ministry of Information and Media Director spokesperson Thabo Kawana says the said documentary that is circulating is illegal.
The sham that some of our citizens have found themselves in that unfortunate documentary. First, we want to make it very clear that that is a very unofficial documentary. It is a sham of a documentary, and it is something that is aimed at trying to bring division and confusion between the relations of Zimbabwe and Zambia.
Nelson Zulu for Camnet News, Lusaka.
The Northwestern Chamber of Commerce and Industry President Lombanya Kayola says the chamber is committed to promote business-to-business partnerships and trade linkages in all sectors of the economy. Ms. Kayola says the business-to-business partnerships includes mining value chains, agriculture, food processing value chain, manufacturing, construction, energy and transportation sectors. She adds that the forthcoming 2023 Business and Investments Expo will be in line with the Lobito Corridor, which was recently launched and involves 3 African countries, Angola, Congo and Zambia. Meanwhile, Solwezi Mayor Remy Kalepa says the government has provided an enabling environment for business to flourish in the district.
I say this with total assurance that this year's expo is going to be bigger and better, and all Zambians in business cannot afford to miss it. In line with this year's expo theme, the objective of the 2023 Business and Investment Expo is to promote business-to-business partnerships and trade linkages in all sectors of the economy. This includes the mining value chain, which remains an important value chain for all businesses, agriculture, food processing, and value chains, manufacturing, infrastructure, construction, energy, and transportation sectors, among others. Our expo is in line with the Lobito Corridor project, which was recently launched and involves the 3 African countries, Angola, Congo, and Zambia, and promotes breaking the trade barriers amongst the 3 countries.
Zambia and Kansanshi Golf Club. The 2023 Northwestern Business and Investment Expo is not just an event, it is a commitment to our future. It is a pledge to work together to overcome challenges and harness the immense potential of our province for the benefit of all. I wish to call upon the residents and the business community of the Northwestern Province and beyond to take full advantage of the opportunities that this forthcoming event will provide.
The Drug Enforcement Commission, DEC, in Southern Province has arrested a Kenyan and an Eswatini national for trafficking in more than 19 kilograms of loose cannabis in separate incidents. DEC Public Relations Officer Hussein Khan has named the two as Stephen Juma Obura and Vusi Nsingila, who have been formally charged for trafficking in psychotropic substances, contrary to Section 15 of the Narcotic Drugs and Psychotropic Substances Act No. 35 of 2021 of the laws of Zambia. Mr. Khan says Obura was nabbed in a special operation conducted at a lodge in Kazungula and was found with 18.5 kilograms of loose cannabis. He says the commission has seized a Toyota Noah registration number KCA 206L in relation to this matter. On the other hand, Nsingila was intercepted at the Kazungula one-stop border post. He says the search of the truck he was driving led to the discovery of 855.8 grams of loose cannabis, and that the truck has also been seized. More than 900 farmers have deposited their farmer contribution of 400 kwacha towards the Farmer Input Support Program FISP in Kabwe District of Central Province. Kabwe District Commissioner Lennox Shimwambwa disclosed in an interview with Nais in Kabwe today that so far 912 farmers have successfully deposited their farmer contribution with a view to acquire farming inputs under FISP for this year 2023 to 2024 farming season. The district commissioner is optimistic that announcements of the national suppliers of farming inputs will be made soon. More in the following report.
Timely distribution of farming inputs is critical to successful crop production and, inevitably, farm productivity and profitability. In a bid to actualize this, government has so far issued more than 980 deals to farmers in Kabwe District.
Our farmer register, which is 20,764 for Kabwe District. We are now at a stage where we are receiving deposits. Just last week, Thursday, a program had started to receive deposits, the 400 kwachas. And so far, those that have been issued ATDs are 912. And so we have total cooperatives of 1,575 in the district. The program and processes are running very well.
And Kabwe District Marketing Development Officer now explains the processes that farmers undertake in acquiring farming inputs under FISIP.
What is happening is that when farmers come, they usually are coming with the Form 2. So once they come to the office using the same Form 2, we are able to go in the system and just be able to generate authority to deposit. So once the authority to deposit has been generated, the farmer receives the ATD number, which they use now to make a deposit. Immediately they make a payment. They receive a text message confirming the payment, and immediately the system is able to reflect.
Farmers are happy and say that the process is easy for them. However, they have a plea to make to the government.
His Excellency and the DACO and the officers here, we really appreciate you for the help you have done. You are working well. The only challenge we're having, more especially to our camps, is that most of the farmers, they are not benefiting from this FISIP. We really cry for the government so that at least maybe next time they increase us at least our allocations.
Remember, we have a total farmer register of 70,490. So those that may not be covered under FISIP, we as government have made sure that we begin to reduce the cost of inputs. So those that may not be captured under FISIP will have a privilege to farm at a reduced cost, and I think that is very important.
Helen Witty reporting from Kabwe, Central Province.
We take a break. Join us for international sports news after the break.
Are you planning to marry or get married? Contact the Camnet media team for a professional capturing of your big day in life. Let your relatives, friends and the nation join you in celebrating your big day on television. Just at a manageable fee, Camnet Television will cover and transmit your wedding on your channel of choice. Contact the marketing department on mobile number. Camnet Television, not just another channel.
I give my love to having home.
Water is life. Each drop counts and each must be cherished. Our tried and tested product meets all international standards. With our smart drip technology, we aim to deliver precision irrigation designed to reduce blockage and wastage, ensuring a high yield. Renglow, your smart irrigation partner.
Welcome back. And now in international news, Armenia State TV says a ceasefire has been agreed with Azerbaijan and ethnic Armenian forces after intense fighting in Nagorno-Karabakh. Baku launched artillery strikes on the region's capital on Tuesday. At least 32 people are reported to have been killed and 200 injured. The two sides have been locked in a dispute for decades over Nagorno-Karabakh, most recently leading to war in 2020. Here's a roundup of international news for more.
South African President Cyril Ramaphosa on Tuesday urged wealthy nations to meet the financial pledges they have made to the poor. Ramaphosa was addressing world leaders at the UN General Assembly in New York.
Centuries after the end of the slave trade, decades after the end of the colonial exploitation of Africa's resources, the people of our continent are once again bearing the cost of industrialization of the North and the development of the wealthy nations of the world. This is a price that the people of Africa are no longer prepared to pay.
Ramaphosa said it was also time to massively scale up aid on development as the world falls short on ambitious UN-backed goals to end extreme poverty by 2030.
The wealth of Africa belongs to Africans. The mineral wealth that is beneath the soil of Africa must, in the end, accrue to Africans. We urge global leaders to accelerate the global decarbonization while pursuing equality and shared prosperity.
Ramaphosa said he spoke to Ukrainian president about a peace initiative by Africans. South Africa, along with other developing nations, consider itself neutral in the Ukraine war and has refused to isolate Moscow, recalling the former Soviet Union's support for ending apartheid.
On the streets of Stepanakert, the main city in Nagorno-Karabakh, panic took over as mortars pounded its surroundings. This ethnic Armenian-dominated enclave and self-declared breakaway territory is internationally recognized as part of Azerbaijan, but it is controlled by ethnic Armenians and has close links to the Armenian government. It is the source of instability and tension between the two countries. And the threat of out-and-out conflict is never far away. Both have gone to war over the region in the early 1990s after the fall of the Soviet Union, and in 2020, which ended after a ceasefire agreement. The latest source of tension is the continuing blockade by Azeri forces of the Lachin Corridor, an area of land linking Armenia to Nagorno-Karabakh. A separate corridor, known as Agdam Road, connects the rest of Azerbaijan with the enclave. Baku says authorities there have refused to accept supplies from that corridor. Russia, one of the backers of the ceasefire, has urged the two countries to stop the fighting.
Russia strongly encourages the conflicting sides to stop the bloodshed, stop the military actions at once, and return to a political and diplomatic settlement.
Outside the Armenian parliament in Yerevan, crowds gathered to protest against the renewed military operations, urging the government to do more to protect the people of Nagorno-Karabakh, as once again the tension between the two countries spills over into conflict. Dmitry Medvedenko, Al Jazeera.
In sports news, the Zambia Baseball and Softball Association, ZBSA, has unveiled the home and away jersey to be used by the Zambia Under-18 Baseball 5 team at the Baseball 5 Youth World Cup. Zambia will be participating in the inaugural Youth Baseball 5 World Cup in Ankara, Turkey, from the 10th to the 15th of October 2023. The kits have been sponsored by Playoff, an Italian company specialized in baseball and softball clothing and equipment distribution. Speaking in an interview after receiving the kits, ZBSA General Secretary Kenny Matishi thanked Playoff for the kits. Matishi has described the sponsorship as one of the best gifts the association has ever received, which will go a long way in the development of baseball and softball in the country. Matishi has also disclosed that the association is in discussion with Playoff to produce Baseball 5 kits that would be sold to raise revenue for the association. Meanwhile, Playoff founder Valeria Bartolomei says the organization was happy to sponsor the team with the Baseball 5 kits to help develop the sport in Zambia and the world at large. We come to the end of our news tonight. Before we go, the headlines once again. Community gangs threaten garden in Lusaka. HPCZ nullifies the licensure examinations for medicine and Bachelor of Surgery. Patriotic Front members, Member of Parliament SAMPA, gross misconduct. In international news, a ceasefire has been declared in the Nagorno-Karabakh region. And in sports news, Zambia Baseball 5 team unveils the World Cup jersey. Our Camnet verse of the day is coming from the book of James 5 verse 13. Is anyone among you in trouble? Let them pray. Is anyone happy? Let them sing songs of praise. That's it. We've come to the end of our news. Thank you for joining us. My name is Jeffrey Ziambo. Good night.